to the max, to death. And then you got your brother that did this shit, butt booty naked, just sleeping. Sup? Though. That was clean.
Morning, I got a call while I was at work. They said my mom was dead.
Hello?
My brother killed them.
Yes, Brandon.
And I'm gonna give my opinion on this TikTok situation.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike. And in this sole video, from insane killers to, well, I mean, insane killers, there's no real two ways about it. Today we're gonna take a look at 3 TikTok accounts that each hold some dark and, well, frankly, disturbing secrets. People are pretty eager for those, clackety clicks. So maybe we have a man documenting his descent into it.
Is that McDonald's he eating? Is that McDonald's? Is that McDonald's? I can't, yeah, it looks like it is. And if it is, he a cluckass.
Sanity. Or another who just really wanted to show off and, well, would kill to do so. Or how about a simple story of a sister's love for her brother, even if that brother did the absolute unthinkable. But before we get into it, please subscribe to see new stories every single week. Now, you and I, let's give it a go.
Mr. What?
Our first story takes us to this place, known as Baton Rouge, Louisiana, because there was a young fella named Terrion Thomas, and he was, you won't believe it, he was uploading TikToks. He began uploading when he was only 18 years of age, if you can believe that, and over the years he had a number of accounts. But young Terrion had hit the major leagues with his latest account. The name, a very classy affair, Mr. Prada 456. This account would go on to accumulate over 4 million followers. That's huge. That's mega. And when you have videos like these, it's easy to see why. Wow. What great stuff. What else you got for us, Mr. Prada? You know, we'll let you out.
Stop. This was Coachella 2016. This was the vibe at the time, okay? You need to understand.
So anyways, the thing about Mr. Prada, Terrion Thomas, was that people soon started calling him out after he was basically stealing other TikTokers' jokes and skits and then refilming them, admitting he did this with no shame. This even led to other TikTokers calling themselves Mr. Prada victims, and it sort of seems to have become this whole thing on the platform. I'm not sure why he stole though, because literally nothing he posted was funny. And the thing was, there really would only be one Mr. Prada victim. Though he did post this TikTok, which would be oddly prophetic. Mr. Prada 456 wasn't his only account. He'd had other Mr. Prada accounts previously, and also an account by the name of Pablo Cour, which took off for a little bit. But they seem to always get banned for one reason or another, but he always made a return to the platform. He had never given up, to the despair of other users. Terrion Ishmael Thomas was born in...
Am I tripping, or is his hairline crooked? Or is that the camera? Nah, that's crooked. He's not funny. Maybe I just need to watch his video. Well,
Thomas was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana in 2004. TikTok doesn't really pay much, or at all, really. So what he actually did for a living, I'm not sure, but he did live alone. Now, one thing that Terrion often talked about in his videos were his own struggles with mental health, specifically depression.
Okay, so I'm finna, it's 6 o'clock in the morning right now. I'm finna give you another life update for today. Okay, so right now it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I was gonna go to the gym today, but I don't have time. So today, like, I have to run a lot of fucking errands. I'm so tired, bitch. Like, I wish I had somebody to run my errands for me.
What? What's going on with his hair? Is that a hairstyle? I need to see the back of his head. What's going on with that? Is that a condition or something? Like, that's just shave it off. Like, what?
But oh well.
And for this, he rightly sought help.
I'm changing up my aesthetic. I'm finna be the baddest punk.
Go back. Is that intentional? What is that? What is on his head? What is that? What is that? What? How you on camera looking?
Oh yeah, I thought somebody said something.
Fans of his became worried about him as he posted some very strange videos to his account.
To grow back. Like, damn, why did I cut the eyebrows too?
You alright?
Yes.
And it seems like the person who gave him this help likely was one Dr. Nicholas Abraham. Dr. Nick, he went by. In 2024, Dr. Nick was 69 years old. Nice. A therapist and a well-known figure in Baton Rouge. He would help folks with phobias, he wrote books.
And here's my new book. I'm limping very well, thank you. Some would wonder why I'm limping, and that's what we all really do sometimes in life. We limp our way through it because we've all to some degree been wounded.
He wasn't only a counselor, he was a life coach too.
I don't know a lot for certainty, but one thing I do think I know for sure. I love Christmas, and I think most of us probably do. I won't go so far as to say it's the favorite day of the year, but it sure brings about incredible memories and a sense of longing, sense of closeness to one another. Just a time of year when we really do feel that goodwill towards all.
I don't know if it's just because I reacted to a lot of Cluck stories over the time, but I'm getting weird vibes from this dude. I'm getting like, he's trying to cluck you up type, like, uncanny valley looking at. Like, I'm not picking up what you throwing out or throwing what you, I don't know.
Even though we know that it's like everything else in life, sometimes short-lived.
He was heavily interviewed and had plenty of videos of him speaking on YouTube.
Well, hold on. Go.
This is called the Busy Corner Grocery, and I'm not quite sure what age I was, but I do know that my father bought this when I was in elementary and junior high, and I remember in 1968, he was killed in Memphis.
A stand-up, helpful, community-focused guy, you'd think, right? Well, let me tell you something else about Dr. Nick Abraham that may have you think otherwise. See, Dr. Nick had, in a previous life, been a Catholic priest serving the Baton Rouge area for about 14 years. You know, counseling, spiritually counseling, just regularly counseling the local folks who lived in the area. However, that all came to a head around the year 2015. Because in 2015 he was accused of what else but groping an 11-year-old boy during one of those...
See what I'm saying? It's you ever like see somebody on camera or in person and you're just like, I don't know about you. It's something off. Like as soon as that dude started talking, I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what it is about you, but something is off and I'm not clucking with it. Now I know. He a cluck ass.
counseling sessions. Yikes.
A Baton Rouge therapist is under investigation after a woman reported that he allegedly touched her grandson inappropriately. According to police reports, the boy was so upset after the session, he said he never wanted to see the therapist, 60-year-old William Abraham, again. Abraham was arrested and charged with molestation of a juvenile. His bond is set at $25,000.
Now, he was arrested, but charges would ultimately be dismissed due to a lack of evidence. But I mean, come on. It's a bit of a cliche at this point.
So I played a little game not too long ago. I walked through a grocery store and
I can't listen to him talk without cringing up, without like making a face. Oh my God.
before anything happened, before anyone said anything to me, I smiled at each person, and automatically, 100% of the time, everyone smiled back. No one walked away, no one diverted, no one frowned. It's amazing what an initiating of a smile can do.
He would later leave the cloth and became just Dr. Nick, and there wouldn't be any more accusations that we know of, though any future accusations would come to a permanent end come September 2024. It was on a Sunday, September 29th, 2024, that a driver on Highway 51 in Louisiana was driving north, and alongside the side of the highway, they noticed something they thought was weird. It was a rolled up tarp. Now, you might see that all around the place, but there was something that was so very strange about this particular rolled up tarp, blue tarp, in this bright sunny day, that they actually called the authorities about it. And they were right to. Fair play to that person, whoever they were. When the police arrived, well, located inside that rolled up tarp was the body of Dr. Nick. His death being, well, violent, it was likely he hadn't been killed in his own home. Thing was, his car was also missing too. A bolo for his car was in fact put out, and then the following day after his body was found, which was the Monday, a police officer in Baton Rouge, didn't they just see his black Lincoln driving towards him? They tried to pull over the car tried to reverse, and when it couldn't get away from the police officer, it sped off, then hit another car, crashed, and the driver of Dr. Nick's black Lincoln then fled on foot and managed to escape the police. Police would soon identify the driver, tracking its plates and using CCTV as one, guess who, Mr. Parada, aka Terrion Thomas.
Right now, Terrion Ishmael Thomas is wanted for criminal damage to property, resisting an officer, and unauthorized use of a vehicle. Baton Rouge police say he's a suspect in the killing of well-known Baton Rouge therapist William Nick Abraham. Officers say he was seen driving Abraham's stolen car.
A bolo was put out for Terrion Thomas, while in the meantime, they searched Mr. Parada's place. And yeah, as you can imagine, they found mucho evidence of a violent altercation taking place inside Mr. Parada's, apartment. Seemed like this is exactly where Dr. Nick had been killed. They searched the CCTV for Terrion Thomas's apartment building. They saw Dr. Nick come knock on his apartment door at around 11 a.m. on the Saturday before he was found on the Sunday. He goes into Mr. Parada's place, and then a number of hours later that same day, they saw more footage of Terrion Thomas dragging a blue tarp. Big blue tarp rolled up around something quite heavy, dragging that blue tarp out of his apartment building. Terrion Thomas would soon be found in Dallas and was arrested, then brought back to Louisiana. He was charged with murder in the second degree and obstruction of justice. That charge would later be upped to first degree murder. So, Big Dog, likely what happened? I mean, your first thought when you're hearing a therapist gets murdered, and it seemed like Mr. Parada had mental health difficulties, you'll think Dr. Nick was treating Terrion Thomas, and during some session he murdered Dr. Nick, and...
Or maybe old dude was trying to do some cluck shit with Mr. Parada, and he wasn't having it. So he clucked him all the way up to the max.
Shin-A. Makes sense. That was until the police came out and said that Terrion Thomas was not a patient of Dr. Nick's at all. In fact, the police have said they're still not quite sure of what their relationship was. But we can hazard a guess. What else was going on? Were they in some kind of relationship between the two of them? I mean, what happened? Disturbing, yes. Violent, yes. Sleazy, yes, maybe also that too. What reason would Dr. Nick have for going to Terrion's apartment on a Saturday morning? And I know what you're thinking. Earlier on, I said Mr. Prada was born in 2004, making him 11 years old in 2015. The same year, Dr. Nick was accused of groping an 11-year-old boy. So you could think maybe there would be a motive for murder. However, it was later confirmed to not be Terry and Thomas.
Okay.
See, who knows what was going on? Were they in some kind of relationship? Dr. Nick was almost 70 years of age, though Terry and Thomas was 20. So that's a bit weird. And, well, yeah, Dr. Nick would have no reason to be going there on a Saturday. And he wasn't his doctor. So, Tara and Thomas hasn't gone on trial yet. This only happened a couple of months ago. But this entire story sucks. And I include Mr. Prada's TikToks in that.
Right.
The next dark TikTok account I want to talk about is one ran by a woman named Dazey.
Let's cut some close-ups. So this is my first victim. I really like the neck detail that they had. This material is so soft. This whole process takes a while, so I was starving. So now I am just cutting up every little seam that I could get my hands on.
She thinks that I owe her an apology.
All right, so we're going to try this today. Cheers. Pretty good. As you guess.
She's a young'un in Iowa, posts fairly frequently on her account about this and that, a lot of regular things, hanging out with the family and with friends, all that sort of thing, all fairly normal and chill. However, the reason that account is in this video at all is, well, you might have guessed, it's linked to some things which are not normal, not chill, like at all. Some pretty horrifying things which Kylie herself has spoken out about on her account.
This morning I got a call while I was at work. They said my mom was dead. The dog also was dead.
Oh.
My brother killed them.
Oh, God. What?
Yeah, let's back up for just a moment.
What?
In the relatively small town of Dubuque, Iowa, a call came in from a woman reporting that she had found a deceased female at 1605 Avoca Street just before 9 a.m. on the 18th of January, 2024.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
I don't know. I'm on Avoca Street. I need someone right now.
What street are you on?
Avoca.
Avoca?
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on?
I was supposed to meet my best friend. Oh God, you saved me. She's dead.
You think your best friend is dead?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Hello? Hello?
Are you there are you by yourself? Is she laughing or crying?
Officers arrived to find the caller, Christy Folman, frantically trying to make sense of what she just walked in on. See, Christy had arrived that morning to visit her friend, 46-year-old Jennifer Dazey. Jennifer had recently been diagnosed with several brain tumors, which had begun to affect her ability to carry out simple daily tasks. Her health had gotten so bad that she'd even been forced to ask her 28-year-old son, Tyler, to come and live with her. On the morning of the 18th, Christy Folman, good friend of Jennifer's, she arrives to Jennifer's house, lets herself in that morning as she always does. She lets herself in, immediately goes down to the floor to greet Jennifer's dog, Echo the dog. But the dog wasn't there that morning. In fact, it seemed like nobody was there. Christy takes a couple more steps into the Dazey household, and then on the couch, she spots something. She spots like a blanket kind of rolled up and some drops on it that looked like blood. Christy approached, tentatively picked up the blanket and realized there was actually quite a lot of blood
Oh.
on this couch. Blood and fur. On the couch was Echo the dog. And if you didn't know already that Jennifer had a dog named Echo, I mean, you wouldn't have been able to tell with what was left behind.
Oh my God!
The dog had been absolutely butchered.
How? Oh God! I don't want to hear that. Oh Jesus! Oh my God! Oh. If y'all don't know, I had a dog. I had 2 dogs, but most of y'all know about my last dog, Peanut. I'm a dog lover, man. And to hear any stuff like this, oh my God, that's hard to listen to.
Christy, feeling quite frightened, but regardless, she pushed on until she came to Jennifer's bedroom. And you know, it's a bit of a true crime cliche, right? To say it looked like it was something out of a horror movie or something like that. But I think that's the only way to describe what Christy found in Jennifer's bedroom. What she found was a Jennifer who was very obviously beyond anyone's help at all. To put it delicately, she had been heavily mutilated with several deep lacerations to her face, head, and neck. It was a brutal scene. And that was young Kylie's mother. It had been done by Kylie's brother. Tyler Dazey had some serious issues, some serious mental health struggles that often make him unpredictable. When the police arrived, Tyler went very quickly to the top of the need to speak with list in relation to the murder of Jennifer Dazey. Thing was, though, Tyler was in the house. In fact, he was in his own bedroom, sprawled out on his bed, stark bollock naked. The murder weapon, a black tactical tomahawk, was found resting on a shelf in the bedroom. Tyler was described as conscious, but not exactly responsive to the officers at the scene. At first, he, ignored all of their requests to come out, so eventually they made him come out. And far from the bloody, kind of aggressive mess you think he would be after what was found in the home, Jennifer and the dog, in an unthinkable way, Tyler was actually very calm, cool, collected. He came out not a fuss, answered any of the officers' questions, and the question they mainly had was, what did you do and why did you do it? He basically wasn't acting like somebody who had just butchered the family dog and his own mother. And the only thing he would say was that his mom had been practicing witchcraft. Beyond that, he would not say anything else. A review of Jennifer's doorbell camera showed her letting Echo in at close to 10 p.m. on January 17th, which would be the last time she'd be seen alive.
Damn.
The camera didn't pick up anyone else until the following morning when Christy Folman arrived. Soon, Kylie Dazey, Tyler's younger sister, was also taken in for questioning and to inform her of what had happened.
Nothing special.
Is Puff down there? Yeah, Puff was in comfort. Sorry for bouncing your own car.
It's all good. Just filling it up. You want my pepper spray too?
I'll throw it back here.
Kylie's wreck.
Why does she seem so unbothered? Her mother, unless she's in cahoots, her mother, and the family dog straight got clucked up to the max, to death. And then you got your brother that did this shit, butt booty naked, just sleeping. Can I see? I was outside and then the sun was beaming. Can I see? It's kind of red. Yeah, I see that. It's right here. I'm not trying to itch. Eczema. Why is there money? That's a thick ass thing of money right there. Let me go ahead and hold that.
It was unusual, to say the least.
I'll do a bottle of water. How about that? Yep. And then just give me a minute. I'll be back in, okay? All right. Thanks, Tyler. I'm very sorry for your mother's passing.
I don't really deal with that. Hence why I'm so calm, kind of. It sounds kind of heartless, but it's not like I can do much now.
Though, how exactly are you supposed to react when something like this happens?
Yes, my brother killed my mom. My mom's friend found her in her room. She was murdered by an axe. She had a couple missing fingers, and I don't know if they were found. My brother...
That is so weird how she is acting right now. She seems fine. Like it's almost as if she's experienced this before or many different times, you know? It was like a simulation or something, and so she just unbothered. It's weird how people act like this when their own, unless she didn't have I don't know, man. That's just weird, bro.
Was in his room. They put him in the straitjacket and took him down to the station. I was not able to know anything until media did. They kept the witness near them for hours. Why does the media get to know before her own daughter? I ended up going home. As soon as I got there, they took me to the police station for questioning. I just lost my fucking mom and you want to ask me questions? What is wrong with our system?
The following month, Tyler was ordered to undergo a full psychiatric evaluation to assess his competency to stand trial. It's actually pretty rare for defense teams to fully commit to a not guilty by reason of insanity defense, simply because the conditions that need to be met in order for a defendant to qualify are extremely hard. Tyler was assessed by doctors who reported that though he understood the charges and the court process, he was not capable of aiding in his own defense or acting in his own best interest, a vital component of a fair trial.
I'd like to say this is not one flew over the cuckoo's nest, and I will not be going to a mental institution, and I will not be taking drugs. I am who I am, and I am who I choose to be, not what you say I am. Do you understand, sirs and ma'ams? Okay.
However, the judge ordered a second evaluation of Tyler Dazey, and this time he was found he's grand. So the judge said he's good to go. Let's get the trial rolling, buddy.
I'm at the courthouse right now and they did find him competent. How is he competent? He's been diagnosed with how many disorders? His list is literally a full page, if not longer. And he's competent? Yes. He's smart whether he has mental illnesses or not. That does not make him competent. He is trying to drop his counsel as well.
In the meanwhile, Kyle was telling the officers, about the struggles Tyler had been through for years and years and years, about how he had, tried to get help. Kyle said she believed he did it, but...
Yeah, but if he's also unstable and unpredictable, why would you leave him by himself? Or why would you let him near other people, regardless of his coworkers, friends, family, anybody? If you're that unpredictable, that to the point like you don't know if you're gonna clock up somebody to the max, you don't need to be around people. His sister knew that. The mom knew that. Shit, the damn dog knew that. Where the dad at? Everybody knew that. I guarantee you're not coming over my house. I'm not going to be left alone with you. That's tough. That's dead. Sorry, yeah. He should have been in one of those mental hospitals or like mental asylums or some shit. That's insane. What? He should have been on 24-hour watch or something. He's unpredictable as clock.
Not believe he knew what he was doing when he did it. I mean, Tyler had a long history of myriad mental health issues, and he had tried to seek out help. He had tried to seek out treatment, but he just never got enough until eventually it ended in this. Kylie Bates.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, he never tried Adidas treatment.
She began to speak out on her TikTok account about both her mother's murder and her brother's mental health struggles. And a lot of her motivation seems to be to try and fight the witchcraft murder that the death of her mother gained in the newspaper headlines.
This is my brother. My brother's name is Tyler Dazey. This is my beautiful mother. Her name was Jennifer Dazey. Healthcare prescribed to him many different cocktails of drugs. Doing so, they should follow up on medication they prescribed. They never did with my brother. I don't want to see anyone else go through this. I want it to end with my family. They're not being held accountable. Instead of looking at the real problem, the media wants my brother to look like a monster.
The truth is, witchcraft had absolutely nothing to do with Jennifer Dazey's death at all, but it just kind of got tagged with the witchcraft murder. I mean, it had nothing to do with it. The whole thing of like the witchcraft murder stems from Jennifer Dazey was very religious. She would pray a lot. Tyler would joke around, oh, she's practicing witchcraft as a joke to get a laugh. And then as Tyler's mental health...
But you know I'm praying though. You know I'm praying. You know I'm talking to God. Right? You know I'm talking to whoever. You know I'm talking to the universe right now. You know I'm talking to the higher ups. And you want to joke around like that? All right, bet. Watch your back.
Got worse and worse and worse. He stopped believing his own joke and believed she was genuinely a witch. On TikTok, Kylie spoke about mental health issues, how she still loves her brother, he just needs help. Help he was not getting. Over the years, Tyler had tried on numerous occasions to seek out help with his mental health.
Before this all happened, my brother was in and out of psych wards, in and out of jail, in and out of the hospital. He asked for help. He committed himself. Our families committed him. We asked for help. We didn't get help.
Okay, well, it seems like y'all did what y'all could, you know, to get the help that he needed. But it didn't work. So, I don't know if y'all could have done anything else. You know? And all I'm saying is, in a situation like this, I would need to see like evidence and stuff. Cause y'all saying that, but I would need to see like some footage or like some paperwork or something. You know? Get some credentials or something. Cause you could say, yeah, he got help over the years, but y'all could be lying. I'm just saying. If somebody's that unpredictable, where they are a danger to other people, they need to be under watch most of the day.
The defense had very little to go on. At first, they tried to have Tyler again ruled incompetent, but that was refused. So what they did have in his defense was strictly hypothetical. All they could do was try and argue that the police had been so focused on Tyler being guilty, well, they'd failed to look at other leads that could have uncovered another suspect. Another suspect, you say? I wonder who that could be. That's when the defense had the amazing idea to throw Kylie Dazey, the person we're talking about, and Tyler's only defender, the only person who had his corner, under the bus you get. They said, you know what, maybe Kylie murdered her own mother and is laying the blame at Tyler Dazey's feet. I mean, all they had to go on was some footprints were found in the snow outside of the home and near a door, near one of the side doors to the home, and Kylie, she had a key to that door because it was her family home. And then also, and nobody could account for Kylie Dazey between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m., likely because she was asleep.
What I'm going to ask you to do is listen to all the evidence. Who they didn't follow up on. Like, you're also going to hear testimony about who had the keys to that. And that there were two people...
You know who had the keys? You know who had the keys? DJ Khaled had the keys.
One was Jennifer, and one was Kylie. They can place Kylie, they can tell you where Kylie was at 10 at night and 8 in the morning, but they really can't tell you what happened in between those times. Listen to all the evidence, not just the evidence that takes you down the path of least resistance. Because sometimes that path takes you to the right place, but sometimes that path can lead you astray.
During the trial, for my brother's defense, was pinning the murder on me. Seriously, I don't know how the judge allowed this because it should be illegal.
They also tried to use her reaction as
Yeah, but also, this is a club situation, so everybody's a suspect.
why she was likely the real killer.
I don't think I have anything else.
Sounds good. Take your shield.
Was that kind of the demeanor of Miss Frey throughout the interview?
Something which a couple of people on TikTok would actually believe.
I have seen some things going around. But to come on my page and say some things like this is disrespectful.
Nope, because I didn't even read it for real. Your brother said you and 2 others had conspired to commit this murder. So you knew before the media did. Your brother just got blamed for it all. You was involved too. You just got away with it.
Full.
Tyler's trial lasted less than 3 days. The verdict was as close to inevitable as any verdict has ever been, before a word was even spoken. The judge imposed a life without parole sentence. At his sentencing, Tyler had another outburst at Kylie. Yeah, the only person who had his back.
Tyler, it's so sad how loved you were. And to see how you are now. This isn't what I used to remember.
How are you emotional right now, but you wasn't emotional the whole time before leading up to this moment? That's no. Hold on now. I don't know.
At all. And I know it hurts you. And if it doesn't, that's so sad. I'm sorry that you're that far gone. Seriously. I don't know what you have going on.
10 Commandments.
Okay. Okay. Look at you. This is sad.
You and Christy and Katie, conspiracy to commit murder.
Okay.
Mr. Dazey, let her speak. Let her finish.
I hope you enjoy life.
What's some things in his ears? What is that? I just want to know.
I can live forever. I have God. Where's your God?
That's
Jesus?
great, God.
Let's see Jesus save you.
Mm-hmm. Ma'am,
finish what you want to say.
I enjoy that. At least you have some type of feeling.
Read the Bible.
And
Okay, thank you.
Tyler certainly needs more help than a cell, and Kylie has continued to speak out about mental health. She still posts on TikTok to this day and hopefully can raise more awareness about...
She still posted TikTok to this day. I know she getting shit.
Mental health and mental health treatment. The treatment her brother so sadly needed. Unfortunately, it's a story we've seen a couple of times now.
Mo, I'm not even going to pronounce
And finally, I have a story for you from North London, right? And a story, it didn't begin, it actually ended with the posts on a TikTok account called Mohammed Arabu 25.
Certified freak, 7 days a week, wet ass. Okay, I don't want you doing that on social media. Can I shake my ass? No. Can I take my shirt off? No. Can I spread my legs? No. Can I bite my lip? Bite your lip? Yeah, like this. No.
So what's this got to do with anything, says you? Well, comedic genius here was one Mohammed El Aboud. He posted lots of videos of his nice house, his Audi, his dancing and singing, all top drawer stuff really, mind-blowing content.
Get your dick out my face.
He seems very eager. He seems very eager to be the kind of guy who he wants you to think, oh, this guy, he's pretty cool. He's really trying his hardest to impress you, you know. So you better be impressed, basically.
I do not care. I don't.
Well, so all of the items, the car, the house, the yada yada, in his videos, well, he won't exactly say on his TikTok how he got them, because he murdered somebody to get them.
Oh, Jesus.
That's the ending. Let's go back to the beginning. Mohammed El Aboud was great friends with Qusay Al-Jundi. Mohammed, a delivery man, Qusay, a chef. Qusay from London, Mohammed originally from Romania. They became friends working at the same restaurant. And both these bucos would come into contact with a very wealthy woman, named of Louise Cam, who frequented the restaurant that Qusay was a chef at and Mohammed was a delivery driver at. Louise was a mother of two, and she had made a little old fortune from a catering business she'd run with her now ex-husband. She owned a couple of properties in the affluent suburbs of North London, and now that she was getting on in years, come 2021, she was 71 years of age. Well, basically what Louise wanted to do was sell up those properties and leave the millions of pounds to her two children so they would be taken care of. And so one day, Louise, who became friends with the chef and the delivery man, well, she told Qusay Al-Jundi about her plans. Getting ready to sell up, sell all my properties and go off elsewhere, leave all this money to my kids. But Qusay, pound signs for days, and as his gears are grinding, and he was saying to himself, oh boy, that sounds great. Leave it to your kids, though. Terrible idea. How about you leave it to me? I mean, okay, he didn't actually say that, but that's what he was thinking. He was like, how can I? So Qusay tells Louise, you're planning to sell these like £1 million properties. You had two properties. They're both quite worth quite a bit. He says, I've got a rich girlfriend named Anna. She's looking for some investment properties herself in London, and she's willing to pay well above market price for your properties. Now, she works out of the UK, so how about I'll be the middleman here. You can do everything through me, basically. Sound good? Now, Anna existed in the same realm as Barney the Dinosaur and Qusay's morals, which is to say, not at all. Qusay lived in a place called Harrow. I actually did some schooling there myself, and he was married with some kids. He was basically working as a chef in a shitty restaurant at this point. He had zero money for investments. But this was not Qusay Al-Jundi's first rodeo. He was a con man, true, and he knew how to slick and slide his way so that your money would be in his pocket and you'd be thanking him for it. Now, Louise told her kids about this mysterious deal that was going to happen between Qusay's wealthy girlfriend who lives abroad. You wouldn't know her, she lives in another country. She would tell this to her kids that she's going to sell to them, to Qusay and his girlfriend, well above market price. They said, her kids said, that's bullshit. Her friends, her family, they all said, he's lying. Like, this is shady. This is something extremely shady here. This is not legit. Even her own bank would refuse to transfer money between the two, because even her bank could see this was clearly a fraudulent deal. But poor old Louise Cam, she shut it. If it's too good to be true, it usually is. But Louise did not see it that way. Over the course of a few months, Qusay Al-Jundi let Mohammed in on the dealio. A Mohammed who wanted to write checks his ass couldn't cash, judging from his TikTok. A small man with big dreams. And this would culminate with Qusay securing power of attorney from Louise Cam. How did he manage that? Simple trickery and manipulation. Chances are she didn't even know what she was signing. By this stage, they both had resolved to murder her. They both even started buying things for the houses that she owned before she was even dead. Mohammed started filming TikToks inside the house he was going to kill to own. Mohammed, by the way, in addition to having probably one of the most punchable faces of people I've covered, was also married with kids. That's not his wife in the videos. That's his girlfriend, Maria. On July 26, 2021, Louise arrived at one of her properties to meet with Husai. This was on 16 Gallants Farm Road, the same house Mohammed was already moving into before she was even dead. Husai wasn't there, Mohammed was. This is the house he'd been hanging out at, filming TikToks all the time, because Louise, she had these properties, but she lived elsewhere. So Mohammed basically started moving in before she was even dead. And so when she walked into that house at 16 Gallants Farm Road for a business meeting with Husai, that's what she thought, he wasn't there. Mohammed was. And he strangled her to death with the cord of a hairdryer. After Mohammed murdered Louise, himself and Husai went to work to gather cleaning supplies. It's pretty disturbing, how cheesy and annoying he is in the TikTok videos compared with how arrogant and calm and collected he is in the CCTV right after killing. It's like he never gave her a second thought. They then wrapped Louise in a blanket, placed her in the bin, and covered her with tarp and garden stuff. Then they hired 3 men to bring the bin from Louise's house, where she had been killed, to Husai's own home in Harrow, where he lived with his family. Because why not, I guess? Why did he do that? Well, as you probably already know, he is an absolute moron. They were just thinking, hopefully her body will be taken away by the bin men, the garbage men. They won't realize it will be brought out to the dump, and they'll never be able to tie her back to... they'll never be able to tie her back to the house we are now living in. The TikToks, by the way, they kept coming.
Stop. Ew. Oh God, ew.
Vamos te viața bună. Mașină. Casă. Interior lux. Înțelegere. O frumusețe de băiat pe aici. Așa. Bucătărie cât casă. Asta cum se numește salonul sau cum se spune în limba română, așa. Și adevărul e că mai e bani în buzunar. Așa că trăiesc bogați. Bogați cu luxuri și fără bani. Pentru o zi bună.
They sent texts to Louise's son from her phone, claiming she had suddenly decided to move to China. They sold her BMW for cash and bought all sorts of shite. And then Mohammed decided to tell his mistress Maria, who you probably are already quite familiar with from the TikToks, about, well, what he had done to get that house they were now, living in. Murdering somebody. And Maria went to the police. The entire plot, it was dumb as shit. As dumb as absolute dog shit. It's entirely shambolic. It's just, it would be actually quite funny if it, wasn't this horrifying that a woman tragically was murdered for this entire dumb as shit plot to go through. Maybe that Shydog Mohammed should have spent a bit more time plotting to get away with murder than he did posting these TikToks for everybody to see. I'd love to know what planet they were on if they thought they could get away with this. Incredible stuff. Even more incredible was that both fellows were sentenced to a minimum of 30 years in prison. But yeah, they put the same amount of effort into murdering and covering up said murder as Mohammed did in posting this. Thank you so much for watching. Truly means the absolute world to me that you are here watching this whole video, folks. Next video will be up next week, so please give it a cue when you see it. In the meantime, if you can check out the That Chapter podcast, which has a brand new episode out every single Monday morning, and it's all different stories to what I tell here in the videos, all podcast exclusive stories. You can check out the That Chapter Patreon. $2 a month gets you early access to every single video and a whole playlist of Patreon exclusive videos, or check out the merch down below, which I enjoy. It's pretty cool. But until the next one, please take care of each other. Please take care of yourselves, because I love you. Mike-ish.
So with that first story with Parda, with the old man. Let's see. Yeah, this one. I feel like there was a gap between a certain time where it was like old dude and this guy, where it was just them behind closed doors. I don't know what happened. I don't know what they said. But something, I don't, man, this is why I wish I could just be the third person or like the third whatever and just actually see what happened during that time. Because the only people that know is him, old dude, and God himself. And that's crazy though, like, to really think about that, like, you're behind closed doors, you think nobody can see you or hear you. But literally God is looking down on you. You're just talking about, I mean, I can't intervene, but it was just, God damn. I'm watching all of this. Oh my God, man. And then with the second story, I feel like the sister has something to do with it. Because she wasn't emotional. She didn't show any type of emotion or like care or anything like that before she got up there and spoke, like in that courtroom or the judge. She was fine until then, but when she was talking to her brother in that courtroom, that's when she got emotional. Nah, you got it. I'm not trying to hear none of that. And then with this one, keep it cool, keep it classy. And I love you. Stay happy. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. I would never, if I was in your shoes, I would have never said anything to nobody. Anything. You're a dumbass, bro. But that's it. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy, my family.